Hi everyone, this is Gaze the RN. Today I have a short video for you how to ace the TEAS test. I recently took the ATI test on my journey to the nursing school and I aced it. It was a good result. I am very satisfied with it. Especially on the science part, I only missed one question, which is like 97 point something. Today, I'll be presenting you on how you could successfully pass the TEAS test and join the nursing school of your choice without any obstacles. The TEAS test has 4 parts: reading, maths, English, and science. Totally, the TEAS has about 170 questions, but 20 of these 170 questions are sample questions, so you would be graded on only those 150 questions. Of these, 53 questions are the science part, among which 6 are still sample questions. In this video, I'll have 4 parts. The first one is I'll describe what's included in the TEAS test. I'll go over the objectives of the science part of the TEAS. And the next part would be I'll try to elaborate on how you could prepare for the TEAS test. And finally, I will raise what are the resources that I have used, and also I'll add upon how to maximize your results while taking the test. First, the science portion of the TEAS has 4 parts. The first one is scientific reasoning. The second is life and physical science. And the third is anatomy and physiology. There are about 20 objectives that you are required to cover to understand, so that you will be able to pass the TEAS in a very good result. So I'll go over those objectives a little bit. In the anatomy and physiology portion of the TEAS, you are required to know all the 11 human anatomical and physiological systems. For me, most of the questions that I have observed are endocrine system, the digestive system, and the respiratory system. I had a bunch of questions on those 3 systems, but I don't know about what type of questions you might face, so it would be ideal for you to go through these 11 systems in detail. I've seen that some of these questions are very detailed. Like, I didn't expect such detailed questions to come in this major exam, but some are very detailed and some require general understanding of the subject matter. The other objectives include life and physical science. On that portion, you are required to understand macromolecules and biological systems, chromosomes, genes and DNA, the Mendel's law of heredity, some basic chemistry questions. Those includes like elements, atomic numbers, and compounds, elements, different chemical reactions. And there are also a bunch of questions about cells. Further, you are also required to answer some basic questions about scientific reasoning. As you all know, we are entering into the nursing program. So the nursing program is part of the science. So you are required to have basic understanding of scientific measurement and laboratory tools, like some basic scientific reasonings, and also the different steps of the research making. These are the objectives that you are going to be tested on, so it would be ideal to review these objectives and try to have a check mark, and once you are confident about each objective, take that and pass on to the next objective, so that you would be able to answer and tackle all those questions that you might be facing on this. The next part of my presentation, my video, is how to prepare. To prepare for the TEAS, I've dedicated about 2 months. Using that 2 months, I have started by reviewing the ATI TEAS study manual, where I was able to find these objectives that I was discussing to you earlier, and I have listed them, and I have tried which that I didn't know, on which objectives that I need to make more studies. And I have reviewed the study manual, covered it very well. Then I go back to my biology, anatomy and physiology, and my life science books, and I try to do more digging and more studying. Then once I finished that and felt very confident about it, then I go ahead and started taking my first practice test. At the beginning, I didn't time myself. I just tried to answer all the questions without any time limit, without anything, but I have observed that I was about in a good time, that I'll be allocated in the TEAS test. Then on the questions that I have missed, I went back and did more studying. I went back to my books, to the objectives, and I did more studying. I have also done a couple more practice tests, and I was feeling confident after that. What are the resources that I have used? One of the major resources that I have used is the Mometrix ATI TEAS Secrets book. It's a yellow book. I'll be having the link to you, and I'll also have the picture next to me somewhere. That was a good book. It have everything, all the objectives that I have discussed with you earlier. All those objectives are covered in the summarized notes that they have. Besides that, they have 3 full practice exams for all 4 parts of the TEAS: for science, for reading, English, and maths. They have summarized everything that you are required to know, and at the back of the book they have 3 practice tests. So that's the best book that you could get, that could help you to summarize every information without going back to your book, and also to prepare you with actual questions that students have been asked on the TEAS. Besides that, I've also used my anatomy and physiology and the Campbell biology textbooks that I have. And besides these actual textbooks, I have also used Quizlet. If you write on Quizlet ATI TEAS Science, ATI TEAS Reading, a lot of people have prepared different flashcards, different short notes that could help you prepare for the TEAS. I have also used YouTube. Especially on YouTube, Khan Academy, they have a lot of resources on different areas. So that's also one of the things that you could go on, dig in, especially on the areas that you believe you need more information, you need more studying to make. On anatomy and physiology, you can also use Wendy Riggs. She have a lot of videos on anatomy and physiology, so that's also another resource. All these are free resources except the Mometrix ATI TEAS Secret book. The next one is the ATI also provide, the ATI, the company that prepares the TEAS test, also provide a study packages. They range from, I think the most expensive one is $250. I didn't use it. And they also have, if you pay like $50 or something, they provide you like with full practice tests that you could practice on more and more if you believe those three practice tests, full practice tests that you could find in the Momatrix ATI book is not sufficient for you. So these are the resources that I have used on the TEAS. The last part that I will be discussing with you is how to maximize your results while taking the exam. The first thing is, once you feel somehow prepared or confident about it, schedule your examination early. In my case, there are a couple of places that provide a TEAS test in my city, but they were very full always. So I was forced to take the TEAS on the times that was not convenient for me. So try to plan ahead and to schedule your TEAS test. And while you plan and schedule your TEAS test, think of the times that you'd be more efficient. Are you a morning person or are you an afternoon person? If you are more efficient and focused in the morning, schedule your exam 8 a.m. in the morning. That was not a good time for me. I wanted to take it in the afternoon, but that time was always full, so I was forced to take the examination in the morning. Have a good night's sleep. Feel confident once you have reviewed and covered everything. While you are in the examination room, relax. Try to manage your time. For me, I had enough time. I've answered all the questions, so I was able to go back and check all my answers. But the best thing that you could do is, when you answer the questions, if you don't know it, don't waste 5-6 minutes in one question. On average, they allocated 1 minute for one question. But you don't need that much. Some questions you just need maybe 15 seconds. Some questions might need 2 minutes. But don't waste more than that time on a specific question. If you don't know it, guess and mark it. There is a way to mark it on the computerized test. After you finish, you can come back if you have time. I assure you, most of you will have time. Check back on it. Then review your answers at the end. Once, if you do all these things, I will assure you, you will be successful. You will be able to pass on the TEAS. Good luck on your exam. Alright, this will be it for today. I'll have another video soon on other parts of the TEAS. Please go down there and click like and subscribe. Peace out.